Look around today. Our screens
Everything is
flicker
falling
with
apart.
endless debates. Each status update, a potential battleground.
You are fake
A nation
news!
feels
This is an
divided
outrage, a
by
disgrace to our
politics,
nation.
by race,
I can't
by
believe what they're
gender,
saying. It's
by
completely untrue.
ideology. Chasms seem wider, voices raised, yet often unheard. Connection feels elusive, but imagine a different America, a day when the noise of division simply faded away. It was 1986. Millions of Americans from every state, every walk of life, stood hand in hand, forming an unbroken human chain across an entire continent. They weren't protesting. They weren't fighting. They stood for one profound reason. I don't know who you are, but I stand with you. This was Hands Across America, a moment of extraordinary unity, a collective embrace of shared purpose. What can this day teach us about healing our present? Join us as we journey back to a moment when unity was a living chain of hope. To truly understand Hands Across America, we must first step back into the mid-1980s. It was a decade often characterized by economic optimism and a vibrant pop culture, a time of bold fashion and technological leaps. The Reagan Revolution promised a morning in America, and for many, prosperity was indeed on the rise. Yet, beneath this glossy surface, America grappled with significant social challenges. Poverty persisted. The issue of homelessness was becoming increasingly visible in urban centers. Food insecurity affected countless families across the nation. Moreover, the terrifying shadow of the AIDS epidemic was just beginning to emerge, sparking fear, misinformation, and an urgent need for awareness and compassion. These were issues that, despite the era's overall upbeat mood, tugged at the nation's conscience. It was in this complex backdrop that the idea for a grand unifying gesture began to take shape. There was a growing recognition that collective action, fueled by empathy, was needed to address these pressing social needs. The spirit of philanthropy and community support, though sometimes overshadowed by consumerism, was deeply ingrained in the American psyche. People yearned for a way to connect, to show that they cared, to make a tangible difference in the lives of those less fortunate. This yearning for connection, for a shared sense of responsibility, laid the fertile ground for an event that would capture the imagination of an entire nation and remind everyone of the power of unity. The ambitious vision for Hands Across America originated with Ken Kragen, a music manager and activist. Inspired by the massive success of We Are the World, the charity single that united pop superstars for African famine relief, Kragen wanted to bring that same spirit of unity and compassion to home. He asked a bold question. What if we could do something even bigger? What if America held hands across an entire continent? His idea was audacious, almost unbelievable. A continuous human chain stretching from coast to coast across the entire American landscape. The logistics? Staggering. This wasn't just a symbolic gesture. It required millions of people standing in precise locations, ensuring there were no gaps in the chain. The route had to be meticulously planned, through deserts, over mountains, across cities, highways, farms, over 4,000 miles, weaving through 16 states. Every detail mattered down to the mile, the foot, the hand. The goal wasn't just awareness, it was action. They aimed to raise a staggering $100 million for hunger and homelessness relief across the country. Each participant would donate $10 to reserve their place. $10 for a moment in history. And then, something
This is the
extraordinary
moment.
happened.
Let's join hands
The
across
idea
America.
spread. It caught fire. Celebrities rallied. Television and radio filled with calls to join. Schools, churches, families, entire communities began planning caravans, booking buses, marking maps. It was no longer just Ken Cragun's dream. It belonged to millions. The posters went up across America, May 25. Kids taped flyers to school windows. Neighbors passed hand-drawn maps across backyard fences. Strangers connected through phone trees and kitchen tables. It became more than just a fundraiser. It was a symbol of hope, a living reminder that despite our differences, we are all connected. That when we reach out hand to hand, heart to heart, we can build something bigger than ourselves. A moment, a message, a movement. In a time of challenge and contradiction, Hands Across America offered something rare: unity, visibility, empathy, and the quiet, powerful belief that we could still show up for one another. On May 25th, 1986, the nation held its breath and held hands. Finally, the day arrived. On Sunday, the 25th of August, 1986, at precisely 3:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, America paused. Millions of people, an estimated 5 to 6.5 million strong, took their places along the designated route. From the bustling sidewalks of New York City, through the heartland's farmlands, across the majestic Rocky Mountains, and down to the sun-kissed shores of Long Beach, California, the chain began to form. It was a truly extraordinary sight. Ordinary Americans stood shoulder to shoulder with celebrities, politicians, and community leaders. Children held hands with grandparents. Strangers exchanged smiles and stories, and veterans stood alongside recent immigrants. The chain was a tapestry of diversity, reflecting the rich mosaic of the nation itself. Famous faces, too, were part of the line. President Ronald Reagan and First Lady Nancy Reagan held hands on the White House lawn, while iconic figures like Kenny Rogers, Whoopi Goldberg, and Liza Minnelli joined the chain in various locations, lending their star power to the cause. As the designated time arrived, a wave of anticipation swept across the country. Then a collective cheer starting from the East Coast rippled westward, a human wave of sound accompanying the physical connection. For 15 unforgettable minutes, the hands remained clasped. It wasn't just a physical act, it was a profound emotional experience. People felt a tangible connection to their neighbors, to strangers, and to the millions stretching beyond their sight. There was a palpable sense of shared humanity, a moment when differences seemed to melt away, replaced by a unifying purpose. The event transcended its logistical challenges. While the chain wasn't perfectly continuous in every single mile, vast stretches of desert or sparsely populated areas required participants to spread out, or even for symbolic ribbons to fill gaps. The spirit of connection was unbroken. Helicopters flew overhead, capturing the breathtaking scope of the endeavor. News cameras broadcast images of people laughing, singing, and sharing a moment of profound national unity. It was a powerful demonstration of collective will, a testament to what a nation could achieve when united by a common cause. The feeling of being part of something so grand, so hopeful, so visibly connected to millions of fellow citizens left an indelible mark on all who participated. It was a day when America literally reached out to itself, reminding everyone that empathy and compassion could indeed stretch across any divide, no matter how vast. The immediate impact of Hands Across America was undeniable. It generated immense media attention, bringing the issues of hunger and homelessness to the forefront of national conversation in a way few other events could. While the ambitious fundraising goal of $100 million wasn't fully met, ultimately raising around $34 million, the funds collected provided crucial support to countless food banks, shelters, and poverty alleviation programs across the country. The financial contribution, though significant, was perhaps secondary to the profound symbolic message it conveyed. The event served as a powerful reminder of America's capacity for unity and compassion. It demonstrated that, even in a diverse and often individualistic society, millions could come together for a shared humanitarian cause. The image of those joined hands became an enduring symbol of hope, a visual testament to the idea that collective action could indeed make a difference. For a brief, shining moment, the nation felt truly connected, bound by a common thread of empathy. It left behind a powerful echo of unity, a memory of a time when the focus shifted from what divided people to what could bring them together, proving that the human spirit's desire for connection could literally span a continent. It was a powerful, tangible demonstration of a nation's heart reaching out to its most vulnerable. Fast forward to today, nearly 4 decades later, and the America we inhabit often feels profoundly different from that unified vision of 1986. The landscape, once seemingly connected by a shared purpose, now appears increasingly fractured. Political polarization has deepened, transforming spirited debates into entrenched ideological battles. The very act of conversation across divides often feels fraught with tension, if not outright impossible. Social media, while connecting us globally, can paradoxically amplify our differences, creating echo chambers where conflicting viewpoints rarely meet. News cycles often highlight division, and the sense of a shared national narrative seems to have eroded, replaced by fragmented realities. Communities, once bound by common ground, sometimes find themselves pulled apart by differing beliefs and values. This isn't about assigning blame to any specific ideology or political party. It's about acknowledging a pervasive national sentiment, a feeling of separation, a sense that the bonds of empathy and understanding have frayed. The ease with which we can now retreat into our own curated information bubbles, surrounded only by voices that affirm our existing beliefs, has inadvertently widened the chasms between us. We see disagreements escalate into animosity, and the very notion of finding common ground feels like an increasingly distant ideal.
The weight of these
divisions can feel heavy, impacting not just our national discourse, but our local communities, and even our personal relationships.
The contrast.
The question then arises, what happened to that spirit of connection? Where is the collective will that once allowed millions to stand united for a cause? The challenges we face today, from economic disparities to social justice issues, are immense, and they often feel exacerbated by our inability to bridge the divides and approach problems with a shared sense of national purpose. The contrast with that single day in 1986 is stark, leaving us to wonder if such unity is still within our grasp. So,
Welcome everyone
what can Hands
to this
Across
very
America
special
teach
day.
us about healing our
A
present
day where we
divides?
all join
It
hands.
offers not a simplistic solution, but a powerful reminder of fundamental truths. First, it showed us the immense power of a shared, tangible goal, the vision of a human chain, simple yet profound, united people beyond their differences. Perhaps today, we need to rediscover those common aspirations, those universal values that transcend political labels, the desire for a healthier society, a stronger economy, a more just future for all. Second, it emphasized the importance of physical presence and direct human connection. In an age dominated by screens and digital interactions, Hands Across America was a testament to the power of simply showing up, standing beside a stranger, and literally holding their hand. It fostered empathy through proximity, reminding us of our shared humanity beyond the noise of online debates. Reaching across the aisle, engaging in face-to-face dialogue, and truly listening to perspectives different from our own can begin to mend the frayed edges of our social fabric. Third, the movement highlighted the strength of collective compassion. It wasn't about political ideology.
Thank
It was
you.
about addressing fundamental human needs, hunger, and homelessness. When we focus on our shared vulnerabilities and our capacity for empathy, it becomes harder to demonize those with whom we disagree. It reminds us that every individual, regardless of their beliefs, is part of our larger human family. The legacy of Hands Across America isn't just a nostalgic memory, it's a blueprint for possibility. It reminds us that unity doesn't require uniformity. It means finding common ground, even when our paths diverge. It means recognizing that our strength lies not in our ability to shout loudest, but in our willingness to listen most intently. It means understanding that progress often begins not with grand political gestures, but with small acts of kindness, empathy, and connection, one hand reaching out to another. The challenge for us today is to find new ways to form those chains of hope, to bridge the gaps, and to remember the profound power of simply holding hands, even metaphorically, across our divides. It's a call to rediscover the unifying spirit that once literally spanned a continent. The spirit of Hands Across America still echoes today. In a divided world, it reminds us that compassion, connection, and shared humanity are more powerful than any line that separates us. We may not form a physical chain again, but every kind word, every open conversation, every act of empathy is a new link in that chain of hope. Let's choose to reach out. Let's rebuild that spirit one hand, one heart at a time. Thank you for watching and for being part of something greater.